Is studying 8 hours, 10 hours enough? And should I be studying more? That's a question that I was asked very, very recently at my tuition center by a parent who came in for consultation with me. So apart from just teaching math, sometimes parents will come in, book a consultation slot with me to really discuss about their child's study plan, their study routine, and how we can really optimize it. And a concern that a lot of parents have is my child studying enough? Or maybe you as a student yourself, you might be thinking, am I even studying enough? And I have been there before. Let me just say it this way. I've been studying for very, very long, and I've studied 12 hours in a day before, right? And on the contrast, I've even studied as little as 1 to 2 hours right before an exam before. So I've been on both ends on the spectrum, and this is something that I can tell you speaking from experience, right? Studying more, throughout my entire lifetime, studying more hours didn't necessarily have a positive correlation with better grades. That meant that even though I studied more, it doesn't necessarily mean that in that exam that I studied more hours for, I actually did better, right? So the question that you should be asking yourself is not how many hours should I be studying, because that studying more hours is just an outcome, right? And you can't ask yourself what the outcome should be if you have not diagnosed the problem yet. So instead, whenever parents ask me or students ask me how many hours should I be studying, the question that I'll ask them instead is, what is your current standard right now? So let's just put it in the context of math, right? Your most recent WA1, your most recent exam, how much did you score? And for the marks that you lost, was it from questions that you knew how to do but you just made a lot of careless mistakes, or were it just from concepts that you didn't understood and didn't learn in the first place, right? Because before we can even give a solution, we have to diagnose your problem first, and that's how we know effectively how much solution you need, right? So first thing you need to do is to audit your own studying or your own grades or your own worksheets. Ask yourself, how much gap do I have in my learning, right? Is the gap very big, or is it the gap's very small, or is there's no gap at all and all the mistakes I've been making is just careless mistakes, right? And if your gap is very big, naturally you'll need more time. So once you identify how big your gap is, then very, very specifically point out all the things that you are lacking behind, right? And for each thing that you are lacking behind in, ask yourself reasonably, how much time do I need to tackle it? And then from there, you will get a total sum of all the time that you will expect to commit to for your studies, and then work backwards to figure out how much time you need to study every single day to go and clear that backlog, right? It's not a feeling kind of thing. We do it in a very systematic way for you so that you don't waste time studying more than you need to be, and you also don't understudy. Follow this method and I promise you that you will study more efficiently, and your studying hours will correlate to better grades. Try this out, let me know how it goes.